We to have a real conversation. We know that Shohei Ohtani is nowhere near being a GOAT figure. He is a complete bona fide fraud. He is what he is. When you can go 1 for 19 and still beat a team that won 96 games with two former MVP winners, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, quite simply, you don't drive the bus, Showtime Ohtani. You ride the bus like your other pal in the NBA, Kevin Durant. He was carried by Stephen Curry. He was carried by the Golden State Warriors. He joined an already great team that won before him. The Dodgers won before Showtime Ohtani. They won in 2020. They made it to the World Series 2 other times before Shohei Ohtani. They made it to the NLCS 1 year in 2022. The fact of the matter is, he is closer to Kevin Durant. He joined an already great team. All of his rings are cheap as long as you have Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. He won a championship on his own with the Red Sox. He won a championship on his own with the Atlanta Braves. 1 for 19. How many teams a part of can you go 1 for 19 in a playoff series and still win? Only one team, maybe two teams. The Blue Jays, the best contact lineup in baseball, and the LA Dodgers completely stacked to the core. They can still win with or without Shohei Ohtani. They can win in spite of Shohei Ohtani. There's zero excuses. You literally have zero pressure because you already have Freddie Freeman and you have Mookie Betts. You can play these playoff games with zero pressure. This isn't like Great Jorginho on a flawed roster that is just about swinging for the fences and you're striking out every time and you're not really getting run production. Aaron Judge shows exactly that he is far greater and far better than Shohei Ohtani ever will be. What this postseason for Judge proves is that he is going to have an insane WAR rate for next year's postseason. Great Jorginho is going to have a postseason completely out of the ordinary. He is going to break the Yankees' single all-time home run record in the postseason. The great Jorginho is going to go on one of the most, he is going to go full Reggie Jackson next year. This is an early preview, despite the fact that the Yankees lost. And I told you they were not going through the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays were going to be in the ALCS. I told you that in the divisional series video. He's the Kevin Durant of Major League Baseball. He is a playoff choker, and you shouldn't be this bad. And you should not be playing like all the world is on your shoulders. Shohei Ohtani. You should not be 1 for 19. It should be much easier. The whole world is not on your shoulder when you have Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. There is zero excuses. This team is on the level of the Golden State Warriors. They may win a repeat like the Warriors because of the bus rider Shohei. Don't drive that bus like Freddie Freeman, who stepped it up in the World Series. Mookie Betts stepped it up. The Dodgers lineup struggles as a whole when Mookie Betts is not doing well. It's still heavily reliant on those two players. Anyone who want to talk the shit about Judge, he hasn't been great in the postseason overall throughout his career, but that doesn't stop the fact that he's hitting better In his career in the postseason, two different sample sizes. I get it. But so far, Ohtani is a playoff choker. I have no doubt Judge has figured out the psychological factor. Overthink. I gotta do everything. I gotta be perfect here. Just don't do too much. Get good swings on it. You don't have to swing hard every time. You had lots of singles. This game is about getting on bases as many times as you can. When you get on base as many times as you can, then this increases the probability of scoring a run. You're not going to increase the probability of scoring a run when you're striking out all the time. You got to make the fielders work. You got to put the ball in play. You have more chance of getting hits when you put the ball in play. That is. And analytics, what do you want to call it? Analytics. That's analytics right there. You got to put the ball in play. How are you going to score runs if you're striking out? You're not even giving the fielder a chance to commit an error. You're not even giving yourself a chance to get base runners. So Shohei Ohtani, right? Playoff choker. 148 this year, 205. Anybody who rides Shohei Ohtani's dick, you can't talk the trash about Judge, because Judge is hitting in the postseason. He is hitting. I know the clip is 220. He's batting 236 in the postseason. Ohtani is batting 205. Ohtani 205. Judge 236. Statistically, Judge is better in the playoffs. Judge stepped it up. Judge is not on the superior roster. Ohtani could never win as the guy. He has to be surrounded by stacked super team MVP talent. That is who Freddie Freeman, that is who Mookie BETTS are. They were previous World Series winners. They were previous MVP winners in the American League and National League. I don't know if Mookie BETTS won an MVP with the Dodgers, but you should not be performing this bad when all the pressure shouldn't be on your shoulders. We have Freeman and BETTS. You should be more relaxed out there in the plate. And he's a big, giant failure so far in the playoffs. He was a failure in last year's playoffs. He was surrounded by a great roster. He is no different than Kevin Durant joining the Warriors. Why don't you win on the San Francisco Giants? I think he should leave the Dodgers. He should challenge himself. He should feel inspired by Ichiro. He should join the Seattle Mariners. You should carry that team to the championship. Live up to Ichiro. I mean, this Ohtani guy, he had to idolize Ichiro. Ichiro's the best Japanese player ever. He still is better. Okay, he may not be better than Ohtani, but I mean, when you hit over 300, when you have like 3,000, how many hits Ichiro had? This guy's a gamer. I think I've made the case that he is the Kevin Durant of the Major League Baseball. Anyone want to slag this guy off like he's some goat? He's a great player. He's fun to watch. He's great in the regular season, but he is simply a bus rider. He does not drive that bus. There's no legendary moment in the playoffs for Shohei Ohtani. He can suck so bad, and the Dodgers can still win the ring, even when he's sucking. And he doesn't even have to pitch on the mound for the Dodgers to win the championship last year. He is as overrated as it gets. You can't argue or prove me otherwise, contrary that he isn't the Kevin Durant of Major League Baseball. 2 former MVPs, 2 former World Series winners. They've done the job before. 1 for 19 against a 96 win team, and you can still beat that 96 win team with Shohei Ohtani 1 for 19. It's Mookie Betts, it's Freddie Freeman, it's this whole analytics of the Dodgers that's killing the New York Yankees analytics. They don't swing for the fences every play. You know, this team is still going to be flawed when the Yankees do win the championship. It's because Judge is going to be out of this fucking planet, and he is the king of New York. Anyone need to save Major League Baseball? It's great Jorginho. He's going to save Major League Baseball from the LA Dodgers next year. This team win the championship for 10 straight years, blah, blah. You don't even have a league anymore. It's great Jorginho here that's going to save Major League Baseball to deny the three-peat, just as what happened to Kevin Durant. In 2019, Kevin Durant got injured. The Warriors couldn't step it up. One of these guys may or may not get injured. Freeman, Betts, and Ohtani going to shit the bed. But does Ohtani feel inspired enough? In the year that the Mariners retire Ichiro's 51, or does he feel inspired enough to be the first Japanese World Series MVP since Hideki Matsui? Godzilla Matsui. Does he feel inspired to do so? Major League Baseball's rigged for the Dodgers to win the championship. A team with very minimal playout, nothing special with these guys. They're certainly not the LA Lakers. They certainly not King LeBron James. They certainly not any of these other teams that we speak about. I don't see how the Cubs can win tomorrow. They got to have the team that has won more games than the Dodgers. They've won more games than the Dodgers. If the Cubs make it to the NLCS, it's predictable. Dodgers have already won. No. You need to put the team in there that, quite frankly, has won more games than the Dodgers in the regular season. Dodgers have to go on the road. They got to fight. They got to grind it out, fight it out on the road. You see, on the road for the first two games, on the road for potential game 6, game 7. That produces more box office drama than just simply it begins and starts at Dodger Stadium. No, they need the Milwaukee Brewers to win tomorrow. The Milwaukee Brewers will win tomorrow. They're going to try to go for 4-1, for 4-0 at home in a game 1 against the Dodgers. We'll find out if Ohtani's going to wake up or simply he is going to continue to choke and he will not drive that bus like Freddie, Freeman, and Mookie Betts. He is only part of the bus ride. He doesn't actually drive that bus, as we saw with Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. This is, quite frankly, objectively, what has been happening during the past Octobers. Anyone want to slag off Ohtani, this and that? You're casuals. Got to pay attention to the playoffs here. He's not stepping it up. There are other players on the Dodgers to focus on outside of Shohei Ohtani. But we know these guys that are running the Major League Baseball front office. Without the Yankees and the ALCS, it's okay. We got millions of people in Canada watching. We got Big Dumper. People want to see this 60 home run hitter hit them long balls in the playoffs. And we got the LA Dodgers and all these people in Japan watching Showtime Ohtani. They don't care about the Cubs. They don't need the Cubs. They don't need every team to be a big market. They're not even doing that in the NBA anymore. But they already have their money makers. They've got Ohtani, they got Japan, they got the Dodgers, they got millions of people in Canada They have Cal Raleigh in his 60 home runs. They don't care about the Cubs. But from a storyline perspective, it's more alluring. It's more intriguing to have the Brewers in there against the Dodgers. See what the Dodgers can do when they don't have home field. Cubs are simply not the shiz. They had to win a rubber game against the Padres. If the Cubs win, they would have to win a rubber game against the Brewers. They're already outmatched. But we saw the Brewers. They gave them the game 3 and game 4, so they could have a game on a Saturday. But the home fans are going to win both game 5s. Mariners fans were not standing all game, staying for the 14th, 15th innings to go home disappointed. And the same thing is going to happen for the Milwaukee Brewers. They are going to end their long playoff losing streak against their former manager, who was part of 5 playoff eliminations. And they win their first playoff series in all this time, and they're going to do what Craig Counsell failed to do, win a playoff series. That's what's going to happen against the lovable losers tomorrow.